I'm just as excited as all of you guys to dive into our workshop for today. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce and welcome our amazing guest for our workshop about building better experiences through design. He's a co-founder at Plus 63 Design Co. and Hydra Design Group. Dan is represented by illustration agencies Agent Pekka and Vision Track. His style is described as a combination of angular, graphic shapes layered with hand-painted textures. Dan's illustrations have appeared in print, digital, and animation. He has worked on projects for brands such as Apple, Google, Microsoft, Pinterest, Airbnb, and a lot more. He has also worked with studios and agencies such as Pentagram, Frog Design, Crispin Porter Bogoski, Wyden and Kennedy, Leo Burnett, New York, Ogilvy and Mather in New York, and Tool of North America. At Plug 63 Design Co., he develops graphic design identities and systems for brands. The studio experiments with new ideas, extending its scope to include prototyping furniture pieces or custom objects for memorable retail experiences, developing business strategies for brands, designing solutions for nonprofits, and taking on extensive projects, such as rebranding a university's athletic program. He has lectured at the University of the Philippines College of Fine Arts. Should you have any questions throughout the Building Better Experiences Through Design workshop, please do not hesitate to ask questions through our Slido. You may access it through the QR code seen in the slide right now, or you may also check out the link in the chat box. Without further ado, let us now welcome Mr. Dan Matutina. Hello, Mr. Matutina.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. It's an honor to have you guys.
Hi.
To have you here with us.
Good evening. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for coming, sir.
I'll just proceed lang to share my screen.
Yes, go ahead. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you.
So again, while Sir Dan Matutina shares his screen, make sure that whenever you guys have any questions throughout this talk, go to the Slido QR code flashed on the screen, or go to the link in the chat box down below. We will be addressing the questions that we're gonna have later, right after the talk. So feel free to do so, guys.
Can you see my screen?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, sige. Ayun. Kinakabahan ako ma-disconnect. So if ever ma-disconnect ako, I'll just try to reconnect again. But anyways, thanks for attending this workshop. Not really, but it's more of a talk on brand identity, design, and I guess the experiences I've had as a designer and someone who runs a design studio and a design collective, and also working independently as an illustrator or designer. So, yung audio ko ba okay? Can you hear the audio?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. Thank you. Sorry, dami kong questions there. Just to make sure. So anyways, I'm Dan Matutina. I'm a designer and partner from Plus 63, co-founder also of Plus 63 and Hydra Design Group. So I've been independently designing for more than a decade. I think about 13 or 14 years. So parang matagal na designing independently, not working in a company or big company. So the things I'll be discussing today is about brand identity design and branding and all the experiences I've had, I guess, but through examples of the work that we've done. For me, that's the only way I can share, I guess, an example of what I've done and the learnings that we've experienced while doing these different projects. So I run a studio called Plus 63. It's a design studio. At times there are 6 of us, but most of the time there are only 4 of us. So there's Burns, Rhea, me, Rexine, Joe, Craig. We work on the projects together, and maliit lang kami, but we've been doing different projects, and both big and small projects. with a small team. A few years ago, more than 3 years ago, we started a design collective called Hydra. Uh, the reason why we did that was so that we can scale modularly. Because the challenge with like design studios is to scale up. Like when you take on projects that needs a lot of people working on it, yung iba, what they do is hire more people to become big. But for us, our solution was to create a collective. We retain our independence. We operate independently from each other, but we're under the same office, the same space. But if we need to work on projects together, we sort of vote in. Kaya Hydra kasi maraming heads. So there's Acid House who does motion animation, Inksearch who does graphic design like us, KM who does interior design, and Kame who does a lot of other things. So our lobby in the studio is a coffee and donut shop called Poison. Uh, I don't know if you've been there, but it's open for time of pandemic, but I suggest just stay at home if you can. So we've worked at different projects, like from big rebranding big local brands like Summit. I've been personally active in a lot of social design and cost-oriented design projects. I was part of this program called Tour to Asia a few years ago, wherein we went to, I guess it's a bit related to what Jay was talking about Japan in a way that in this particular experience, we went to the areas in Tohoku, northeastern Japan, that were affected by the tsunami, and we worked with the local businesses, talking to them, and providing solutions on how they can, recover after the tsunami, and give consultation how they can recover and push their business forward. And on the upper right is the one that we did here in the Philippines. So we organized also Door to Asia in Bataan last year. So we brought designers from Japan and Indonesia and local designers to work with local businesses in Bataan. And so we've done different projects like designing prototypes and furniture. So I'm from Tacloban City. So the photos you see on the upper right is yung sa Super Typhoon Yolanda. So I went back there when it happened. I guess the purpose of this project, we worked with the Japan Foundation for this project, and it's called the Earth Manual Project. So the whole project showcases different disaster solutions or framework that's been done in different countries, and this was our contribution to it. I guess it's more, there's a level of industrial design to it and also a bit of art, because when I was going around, I realized, and because I'm from there, I grew up there, na parang the houses that were flattened, parang you sort of lose memory of that space. Parang yung memory of what it was before. So the idea was to retain this memory from the objects that were left behind and repurpose them into furniture. So usable siya, a functional object, but may parang memory keeping involved. And I've done posters for this was a design festival in Japan, Tokyo Midtown Design Touch. And we've also, as Hydra, we've also worked on different projects. Like this one was for Nike for Never Done Shop. So we worked on the graphic design, the look and feel, the art direction, the illustration. So I guess, because I've been working in this industry for quite some time, parang sobrang diverse. Medyo, hindi naman magulo, but parang sobrang iba-iba yung experiences ko as a designer, illustrator. And today, I'll talk about the thing that sort of binds a lot of those things together, which is yung branding and brand identity design. And most of it, a lot of the things that I do, I guess you'd say na parang they can be like one-off projects, but a lot of them are bound by branding and brand identity design. So I've also worked with like different tech companies. I worked with Strat, Google, iba-iba. And this one was with Microsoft for their Creator Council. This was matagal na rin to, and working with them, like developing the software, like testing yung part, like as an illustrator and designer, they asked me to test these things in Seattle. So on design, I guess for me, like I'm sure different speakers would have different, definition and things that they believe in what design can do. But for me, it's this. It came from Frank Kemero's book on, sorry, oops, uh, called The Shape of Design. So parang, uh, and you can just read it, but it's more of yung gusto ko yung definition na to because it's not just about creativity, it's not just about the science, but there's a lot of skill and craft and engineering behind it. But I guess the core of it is yung good design is there's a level of cleverness to the work that you're doing. And that's always been how I try, how we try as a studio, how I try as an individual to design. So the deliberate desire to be carried out with cleverness. And well, this is the core of design for me personally. Uh, a lot of it is about functionality and the function, and also about the emotional, reaction or connection that you elicit from people when you do design work. And for us, the drive is to what else can we do to make design work better, illustration work better, and that's what drives us as a design studio, as a collective, and me as a designer. So because the topic today is about branding, I'd just like to, my sort of short definition of term lang, but I don't think you need this anymore, but I guess because later on when I start describing the work that we've done and the work that I'll share, yung mga case studies, parang I'll be interchanging, I'll be using all these terms. So para lang we're aligned. So the brand is the emotional corporate image as a whole. So it's not necessarily about the logo or the colors, but it's how you react when you see a brand, how you react when you see the name of the brand, the colors related to the brand, the space uh, where it's, I don't know, where it's at. And brand identity is the visual aspects that form part of the overall brand. So ito yung mga things that you see visually, the colors, the typeface, the materials used, the logo, the ID, etc. And the logo is in parang kind of like the signature, identifies the business in simplest form. So it's either a mark, an icon, a word mark, text lang, pwedeng symbol. So this is all the different things. And I guess just to, further reiterate how it is. So brand, Starbucks. Medyo lazy example, but I guess it's the easiest way to describe all these things. So yung identity niya is yan, yung logo niya is the one right. So parang most of the time when client approaches, when a client approaches you, usually they say na gusto nila ng iconic na logo. Sobrang hirap ng iconic na logo. Parang the logo only becomes iconic when you continuously use it and obviously pour money into marketing or promoting that brand or specific brand like Nike or Apple, and because they've been using it consistently for quite some time, kaya siya naging iconic. And anyways, but having said that, designers are always up to the challenge, and that's what we try to do. I guess by being iconic, most of the time it's just being, creating a simple logo or a system that's memorable or materials from the brand that connects to the people. So parang creates equity for the brand. So parang yun yung siguro iniisip namin as a designer or tayo when we design something later on. So for us, when we work on brand identity projects, this is usually our process. So parang the first part is listening, the research aspect of it. It's really hard to design, ano ba, to design in a vacuum. Like parang may pagka-art na you create something out of nothing. So parang listening is important because you know what the problems are, and that's only when you can create solutions, when you know what you need to solve. And like at this time of the pandemic, we've been doing a lot of projects that involve a lot of research. So maraming, but now most of the research are done online, like interviews face to face and surveys and focus groups. So parang yun yung mga certain things that we're doing in terms of like the listening and research part of the work. Some of it can come from the client, or some of it can be commissioned. Like we work with a research company to work on a project. And the next part is based on the information and data that we have is to create ideas, like the brainstorming, sketching, and writing, sharing concepts, creating the framework for the client. And execution is designing from the computer. And production, like printing, developing the website if necessary, the video, and iteration, which is fixing the things and redoing things that didn't work. So parang even now, like yung isang project na ginagawa namin na related to the pandemic, parang we after designing and testing to people, we have to redo it again and test again, or maybe implement it and see how people react in small sample sizes. So parang yun yung mga certain things that we're doing. And at sometimes when we talk about like brand work, brand design work, we most of the time think na it's all the graphics and the logo, and that's what we see siguro as designers or visual people, and that's what we like. But there's a lot of writing and thinking involved behind it. So ito yung isang ginagawa namin, yung parang brand framework. We work with a writer and strategist. Most of the time ako na yung sa strategy. I can also write, but syempre better if may writer kasi mas magaling siya sa akin. And it's creation of brand essence and points of difference and brand character. So there's a lot of writing and thinking involved. But I think specifically for Ateneo, parang magaling kayo lahat magsulat parang, so I'm not too worried about that part in this thing, in process. So parang ganun siya. Parang now you'll see different case studies and samples of the work that we've done that involves different solutions and design work and thinking also. And I hope makita nyo parang paano yung process and how it differs from each other. So these are the different brand stories and the works that we've done in the studio. And if you have questions later on, you can just ask me. I think most of this naman walang confidential, but okay lang, I can talk about them. So the first one is OMG. It's a tech brand. Hindi ko alam if bukas pa sila ngayong pandemic. I hope hindi sila namatay. But anyways, it's a mid-range tech brand, tech shop brand. So parang siyang digital walker na medyo mid-range. OMG yung name niya kasi wala. Parang the reaction that is parang OMG. Wala namang anything deep behind it. It's more of the illicit reaction from when you have really good products na in prices. I guess you'd say affordable. So for this one, I guess yung a lot of us has been, di ko alam kung sino yung designers dito. I would assume most of us here medyo nagasgas na rin itong mga flexible logo and dynamic logo, and we've been guilty of doing that also for quite some time. And most of those flexible logos that we've done before either works or doesn't work. But I think specifically for this, parang it was, I guess, automatic to think na bagay siya because of the name and because of the brand also. So OMG is like what I said before, low, medium-priced gadgets. It sells branded products and also house products, which mean house branded products, meaning parang in-house nila ng brands. That we also actually designed, but I think na dead siya. But it's a different discussion altogether, and you can ask me about it later on if you want. So yung main logo is obviously parang sobrang self-explanatory na siya. Kasi parang OMG, and we thought, okay, what was the reaction? We thought, okay, so parang emoji yung logo natin kasi, smiley face. And then we thought, okay, maybe we can create a smiley face and the emoji features of the face using the word mark. So yung OMG. But then, so parang ito siya, if you look at it, I guess for me personally, parang tuwan-tuwa naman ako sa kanya. Parang mukhang hopeful siya. Mukhang feeling niya, hindi magsasara yung shop niya or may bibili sa shop niya. But, yun yung ini-elicit niyang face. And then, so from this, so I mean, ito na yung mga like yung mga boring parts of the branding, like creating the the basic stuff that sometimes you need to register for trademark. So ito yung lockup niya. That's how the face would look. Well, what if black and white siya? Like if you stamp it, you post it on the shirt, as a silk screen, something like that. So parang ito yung mga certain things that with sobrang basic lang to. So hindi pa ito yung brand guidelines, but sort of very basic thing that after we design these things, we turn over to clients so they can use in some other things. But obviously, brand work is more than that. And so we also developed the line Feel Good Gadgets. I think this was a bit of yung a part of iteration na. Kasi when it came out, wala tong Feel Good Gadgets. We just thought na parang, okay, when people see it, I hope they see it like parang may toy shop or parang masaya siyang shop. You don't really know what it is. But syempre, yung naging drawback niya was people were avoiding going inside kasi parang medyo na-intimidate sila kasi parang, okay, bright colors, may mga cute faces, so parang hindi nila sure ano yung nasa loob. And, sometimes as designers, parang may mga certain assumptions kayo na parang, ay, hindi, okay yan, ganyan. Tapos parang, syempre, it doesn't work. So now we have to create a line to say, Feel Good Gadgets. And this is where good copywriting comes in, and you see na parang connected siya sa OMG and the reaction and the friendliness. So parang, pasok lang siya, Feel Good Gadget. And so, apart from that, we have to make the no-go dynamic kasi emoji siya. I mean, if you look at your keyboard and emoji and stickers, nag-iiba-iba yung expressions niya. So we created all the different expressions na, connected to the main logo. So parang using the word mark itself, ayun, nagsishift-shift siya, tumatawa, nalulungkot, parang mukhang natatae, inspire, parang so marami siya. And so apart from that, we also created a whole family of emojis independent of the logo. So si logo itself, emoji din siya, but we created a whole character, a whole set of different emojis. And the use for this was sort of, parang mga materials inside the shop and even the prices nandun siya. So sobrang dami, I didn't ko alam I think minsan as designers, sinasayang namin yung oras to create something like this because we like doing it. And also because I think it will help the brand. And so even for the categories that we see inside the shop, so mga screens yung mga things dun sa shop, hindi lang, printed. May mga printed pero may mga screens din. So parang bag and wallet. So you can see yung dynamic of the emoji and the character together with the different products that are sold inside the shop. And so we also created parang moving wallpapers. I guess parang screensavers inside the shop. I don't know if nagsiskip yung video, but anyways, parang ganun siya. Parang different panels inside the shop that shows the different emoji reacting, expressing themselves, and telling a story in a way. So parang ganun yung ginawa namin. And this one, and if you've noticed, diba, sa we have there's a studio who does animation. So we collaborate with each other to create all the different things that you'll see inside the shop. And so also there's a big screen na inisip namin na, okay, how can we, elicit curiosity from the people na parang ganyan lang, nakikita mo lang yung noo and the cap of the emoji, and then mag-jump siya, and then, hopefully elicit a reaction from the crowd. So, and then we created different uniforms and shirts, and this is the design of the shop na gawa nila KM, yung party ng Hydra kasi interiors. So parang you can see na parang very super friendly ng space, but it uses a lot of the elements that we design. So even the direction of the space galing din siya sa amin na okay, di ba? We developed the brand, we created the name, we created the framework, the direction, also the space and the experience. So this is the other shop. Ito yung sa Iloilo, I think. So parang ganun yung niya. Ganun yung representation niya in terms of the space. And medyo nakaka-bother, pero meron din silang mascot. Siyempre, obviously, pre-COVID days to. So parang they created mascot of the guy, and parang lang siya. Hindi ko alam ba't gumawa ng mascot, wala namang Jollibee party. But then maybe we designed it, but yun na, parang taon-taon lang kami para saan, but we just wanted to see, yung manifestation of the identity in 3D object. So parang for this one, yung value of a flexible logo was very apparent, and we thought it was a good solution to this particular brand. So the second one is the grid. I don't know if you've been here, but they're still open now. Actually, they're doing really well sa pandemic, but obviously it's better if mas maraming tao na nandun, but we can't do it. We need to stay home and avoid, congregating in different spaces. So the grid is a food hall, and parang this is the same company that started, and it's now closed recently lang, as in a month ago or a few weeks ago. See, a hole in the wall, the same group that did it. So they approached us, both yung the grid and si Tasteless and si Rockwell Power Plant to create, the concept and what the idea for the whole space will be. So parang yung project na to, and like what I was saying earlier and dun sa introduction ng host din, na parang sometimes yung design is not just about the name and the logo. It's also about like the framework and minsan about the business and who you invite to populate the, yung sort of, for the lack of a better term, quote unquote, curation of the food brands that will be in the food hall. So this one was, we started the brand from scratch. When there was an initial meeting from the stakeholders, parang the idea was to do a social food hall, and at that time parang gusto pa nila na branded, parang the normal food hall, the normal direction for the food hall. So pag nung i-approach nila sa amin ng project, syempre inisip namin na parang okay, we've done those kinds of food hall before, and since this is going to be like a high-end, medyo social na food hall, we thought na maybe we can do something different about it. And so yung idea namin for the space was for it to be about the food and not the brand, sort of. So para may pagka-generic yung idea niya, but because lahat ng i-invite ng mga chefs and concepts, masasarap yung food, people still go there. And this is the logo. And if you look at the logo and the identity, parang, hindi naman siya groundbreaking. But I guess it works for the target market and the location itself. And these are the colors. So parang mas green and brass. Nag-brass siya kasi when we were looking at the space and the expansion of the power plant, parang they were using all these colors na brass and metallic colors, metallic materials also. So we thought of complementing that aspect. And so ito yung mga three things, what's unique about the grid food market. So we had to write this down, and the reason why we had to do this was, one, to convince yung stakeholders, like Power Plant, Rockwell, and Tasteless, but also to convince the chefs. Kasi parang ang hirap ng pitch namin sa kanila, di ba? You come in, but we won't use your logos. We won't see the logos. Well, we won't see their logos in their stalls. As in, wala. You only see the name of the shop in the own font of the grid. And, walang anything that would make them stand out, kumbaga. So parang ito yung mga things that we thought would make it unique, like food concepts, identify a cuisine or dish you're craving, a marketplace of finely selected goods for you to take home, and open, inviting atmosphere. So ito din yung the design and space. When we were thinking about it, parang ayaw na namin yung moody, yung lighting. We thought na parang okay, flat lighting, one color, warm color siguro. But, parang still very inviting. And minsan funny siya kasi when pre-pandemic times, di ba, parang may parang nagbebenta kasi ng wines doon and drinks. And you can see people drinking wine and, chilling, pero walang mood lighting, hindi madilim. So parang medyo weird yung experience. Pero parang, parang masaya din yung idea na parang ganun yung space. So parang ito yung, yung core of the brand that we developed, conversations, the best condiment. So parang the idea is the space is open. You can hang out with different people, sit beside each other, but obviously now hindi na kasi pandemic. But yung conversation, talking to someone beside you, or people, friends, and people that is the thing that will add more to the experience of eating. So parang even to, so parang after doing all those things, we also try to create the tone of voice. And this is where you need a good writer, a copywriter. So parang our brand voice should reflect authenticity, kind of conversation spark, whether in print, at the shop, and social media, anywhere in between. So parang the consistency of using this tone of voice is encouraged. And these are the typeface that we use, designed by Klim. Sobrang ganda, sobrang simple, very classy. And ito yung mga, ito na yung mga parts na kung saan na yung nagiging control freak kaming yung mga designers. So parang yung weird dito sa project na to is, di ba, parang hindi naman kami yung may-ari ng brand. So but we developed the brand. But because we're in good working relationship with the one who operates this, Tasteless, parang collaboration siya na, oh, ganito gawin natin. Siyempre, sana walang logo. Siyempre, ayaw ng chefs na walang logo. Pero hindi, convince natin sila. So eventually, ito yung hierarchy of information that you'll see in the shops. Na parang signage, kung identifier ng shops, number lang. Tapos we thought, okay, how will people understand what it is kung, parang they don't see photos or, food that would reflect what they're doing. So parang isip namin, baka we can do tags. Parang tacos, tostadas, barbacoa, and then we limit it to 3 tags. So parang may sort of work then for the chef and owners na ano yung main thing that they'll want to promote. And then in the concept name, the chef or the company name is just the text na sobrang liit. So kunwari, La Chinesca, ganun lang yung text na. And so ito yung mga concepts namin na, okay, the blade signage would look like this. As in, sobrang liit. Sobrang liit na talaga yung pangalan ng brand. Parang ganun yung gusto namin. Siyempre, naiinis pa yung mga brand at the beginning. But, we had to convince them to go through this thing. So, using the logo as the main source of all the graphics and the identity, we just extrapolated them into other materials. And even the space, reflects the logo. And this is the good thing about, working in a collective and working with people that you like working with or you respect each other. Kasi syempre, parang from the brand, it's translated to the logo, the brand identity, to the animation, and also to the space na, alam mong matatranslate nila properly. So you can see even obviously, kitang-kita naman siya, may mga grid-ish elements on the window and on the floors. And yung design niya nag-reflect like yung brass and green. Parang ito, medyo earlier rendition pa to na naka-stand yung text na paisa-isa, but obviously it was so hard to implement. And so different application how we wanted to do it, like, parang using the grid as the graphic design element and using different illustration to tease what the shop is. Ito yung mga before it opened. And as you know, yun nga, yung earlier yung sinasabi ko, yung mga pagka-control freak ng mga designer. So even yung how they can write in the menu, parang dinefine namin for them na parang, okay, so ito yung text. Ito lang yung itsura ng text. Bawal kayo gumamit ng mga, Arial or Helvetica dun sa mga menu board nyo. You have to write it down. And siguro kung gusto niyo yung photo, if you look at the lower left part, parang ganyan lang yung photo na pwede niyo pakita. So medyo sobrang daming requirements. And even for the menu, so parang, bawal kayo gumamit ng sarili yung menu with your logos. Kasi ina-avoid sana namin na may mga logo. So parang, okay, these are the different variations of the menu. The one on the left is A5. The one beside it is A4 na vertical. Kung gusto mo ng malaking A4, pwedeng A4 text. Kung gusto mo ng A4 na may photos, yan. A4 na may photos, pero parang ganito lang yung itsura niya. But obviously, yung mga things na to, di ba? Parang sobrang control freak yung mga designer. But obviously, later on, you have to make concessions. Kasi syempre, maanis sila. Parang, sobrang controlling nyo naman. Ganun. Wala nang nakakita ng pangalan ng food namin. So, ganun back and forth. And that's what's nice about, design work is, and like what I said earlier, you should always listen to yung feedback in real-time application of some of the works that you've done. And yun, this is not the actual place. Obviously, pre-pandemic kasi may mga tao. And yun, parang gano'n yung appeal ng space and design. So parang hindi naman siya super generic like what I said earlier. But yung parang pagka-generic niya is yung mga, yung how the information is presented to people. Ayun. So the next one is iba naman. Sorry, alam ko puro Ateneo yung nandito. But ayun, hindi ako taga Ateneo. So UP5. I'll just talk about this experience of rebranding the UP Fighting Maroons. And this one is more of yung idea na yung the consistent use of the branding elements, the typeface, the logo is yun yung key for people to be familiar with the work. And I guess the big thing about this is a lot of times you do a rebrand and you create something new. And minsan tingin mo walang kinalaman yung design dun. And maybe you're right, but people always gravitate towards a symbol that they associate with a movement or with something new that happens. So parang ito yung experience namin there. And this was, so we worked with the Chancellor of UP. This was not a paid project because taga-UP kami and we enjoyed working on it. But yung timeline nito was so short, parang tipong 1.5 weeks lang namin siya ginawa. But sige na, pwede na. So for this project, wala pang Hydra nito. So we worked on it, Plus 63, but we were also work with other designers, si AJ, kasi ako yung nag-invite I like doing these things, inviting different designers, collaborating with different people. Parang nag-enjoy ako din yung side activity na yun. So parang si Kay, from and a half, si Ralph, and si Mandrias, a film, TV commercial director, and si P.T. Menes was an artist. So we worked on this project together, but kami yung parang lead team working on the project. And because we only had a week and I have to work on it, and parang sobrang may time limit, so we didn't have time to create studies. We had time to brainstorm and sketch and share work and ideas, but we talked to a lot of people, and syempre yung lumalabas is yung activism ng UP, and we thought na parang okay, yan yung natin, yan yung solution natin, and yung name natin is Fighting Maroons, and there's only one way to show it at the time. And yung idea of catalyst for change and defenders of the people. And ito I'll just share, medyo joke lang siya, sorry. Sana hindi naman kayo ma-offend ng kalokohan namin dito. Oops, sorry. Minimize ko lang ito. So, no, when we were pitching this to everyone, ito yung parang pitch namin sa kanila na yung NU, gusto tayong sakmalin ng bulldog nila. Ang UST gusto tayong lapayan ng gintuang tigre. Ang Adamson gusto tayong gagitin ng kanang Tony Falcon. It's a really old joke, tito joke. Ang UE, gagayahan tayo ng warrior nila. Ang FEU, susuwagin tayo ng Tamaron nila. Ang Ateneo, their eagle wants to claw us. Sorry. So English na kasi ang Lasal, gusto tayong pa ng archer nila. At heto tayo si Oblation, selflessly offering self-sacrifice. So parang for the longest time, yung parang symbol of the UP athletic team was the oblation. And, yung si oblation is, ayun nga, in offering ourselves to a greater calling. So, kaya siguro talunan yung team. So, parang yun yung joke namin when we were presenting it. So, parang inisip namin na, okay, kailangan sacrifice natin sa natin pa sa bayan, pero hindi sa ibang eskwelahan. Parang napalita sa mga kamuha natin, sabihin, kumanda na kayo kahit sa larangan ng palakasan. So, parang ito yung identity that the logo that we shared. And to be honest, ako personally, parang maybe this is not our best logo design, but this is, I guess for me, one of the most important works we've done in the studio because of the effect of what we did. So parang UP Fight. Now, when we were doing these things, we obviously wanted to create our own typeface, and we even created a brand architecture, how the sub-brands will work. Now, si Oblation only appears in uniforms kasi ayaw ng UP that it's being sold for merch. And we developed our own typeface at yung mga older version of the typeface. We created our own typeface because parang yung serif Ateneo had it already. Yung black letter, LaSalle had it. The other schools like yung UST, yung iba yung ginagamit nila. So we thought, okay, maybe mas gusto natin yung parang very rigid, chiseled logo na hindi ginagamit ng ibang schools. And then after that initial phase of launching, we developed it further. And the reason why we developed it further is because, yun nga, parang nagkaroon ng iba-ibang usage sa logo. And especially for like beach volleyball, parang hindi na applicable yung mahaba. So we had to, adjust and iterate also. And this is the main lock-up. I don't know if you're watching UApp, pero most of yung uniform ng mga teams, parang yan yung lock-up naman sila. So we did all the different things from merch, uh, jackets, even a merch van, para lang to promote everything. And so the different jerseys, even yung mga souvenir items, parang ganun lahat in the first parang 3 years, 3-4 years parang we were doing it for UP for free, obviously. And the I guess the fun thing about doing this was we saw yung from the games, and this is not just because solely of the logo. It's also you know related to the movement of the alumni helping helping the sports program as well. And I was part of that too. Yung mga alumni, helping the different teams and the different sports, designing the jerseys, and yun parang for me, parang like what I said earlier, parang the rise of yung UP sports program, athletic program, obviously is not related to the logo, but a lot of people can connect it to the design of the identity and the changes kasi parang nagsabay siya with the progress of the sports program as well. Parang from games na walang nanonood to as in super punong-puno yung mga yung arenas, and from ito yung using consistent brand identity lends to familiarity, but the ultimate goal was to energize the community using our role as designers and brand designers. And the fourth one is also it's not a paid project, and the reason why I did this is because I'm from Tacloban City, and EVMEC is like the biggest public hospital there. Parang may pagka PGH if here in Manila. So ito yung makikita niyo yung, I mean, if you notice on the different projects, iba-iba yung roles na ginagawa namin, or may mga different things na ginagawa kami doon na wala doon sa iba. And this one was so different because how do you work with a 100-year-old hospital? And it's a public hospital na yung culture, hindi mo na alam kung ano yung culture ng hospital. And the added challenge for this was puro healthcare workers yung nandun. They have no idea what branding is, design, graphic design, parang ganun. So we had to go through a whole process of familiarizing them with brand design, brand identity design, the whole graphic design process. So si Craig, yung isa naming designer illustrator, yung nag-document nitong whole process using illustration. And the reason why we did this is para matuwa naman sila looking at visuals while we were doing the research and interviews. So we went there. In workshop, we were talking to like 40 to 50, healthcare workers and doctors. And yun nga, parang challenging niya kasi maraming hand-holding na nangyayari na kailangan namin sila, i-educate about, design and the whole process of branding. So we also work with Curiosity, the company that we usually work with. They're a research studio, doing design research. And this one we did the user journey. Parang, kasi if you're doing a redesign, parang syempre, iniisip mo kung, di ba? Parang iniisip mo is, magre-redesign lang ba tayo ng look and feel? But, parang, without changing what the hospital's doing. So we have to do it also in that part. And this is also important when doing rebrand, di ba? You don't just rebrand because you want to. It's important na may something different na nangyayari. And so we have to go through the whole process na yung brand sprint na okay, what, how, and why, what they represent. And we need to know this kasi yun nga sinabi ko earlier, parang they're a 100-year-old institution na parang hindi na nila alam kung ano talaga sila kasi sobrang tagal. And obviously yung mga first people who were in that place, deads na siguro, di ba? Kasi tagal na eh. And then the values, the audience that they want to talk to, and the personality sliders, authoritative ba sila, young, innovative, mature, playful, and this is all the stakeholders. Madami to, mga 50 people. And we have to, simplify and sift it down na like yung competitive landscape, sino yung tingin nila malapit sa kanila, paano nila differentiating sarili nila, ganun. So parang this is a whole journey that we did and with them. So lipad-lipad din kami doon, back and forth, just to work in this project. And, we have to show them, okay, ano yung objectives natin when doing this. So, but apart from just designing a new logo, they have to do other things outside of it, like in communication materials. Who will write all the communication materials? And so we developed a brand framework. And so for the brand framework, ito yung nakuha namin from all the research that we've done, talking to them, and also doing the whole workshop. So the main target audience is an indigent individual who desires expert and compassionate treatment. And this usually doesn't happen in public hospitals. And ito yung mga points of differences for the hospital. And you can just read it. But, parang ito yung things that core that would define them. And so when we created the brand character, we also tried to be, yung sinabi ko earlier, parang yung cleverness of it. So we thought, and all these words came from them, and we just had to sift through all of it and create parang universal kung saan mas gusto nila. And yung nangyari dito, parang CPR yung naging main. Yung pagiging compassion, yung productivity, and resilience. I know gasgas na gasgas na resilience, but for this was very true for them because even after Yolanda, nag-ooperate na sila, even walang budget or hirap na hirap sila, they always work and come in. So yun, developing ito yung parang brand framework that I was talking about earlier. So points of difference, from that we create the brand character. From the brand character, we create the brand essence. And the brand essence is not necessarily your tagline, but it is the core of your company or institution. And so I'll just share a video to show you the, pinanggalingan niya. And the old name of the institution is EVRMC, Eastern Visayas Regional Medical Center. And they wanted to change it to EVMC, wala nang regional, because mag-change na dami yung capacity, may mga new things happening in it. So medyo minor yung change, na R lang yung na-remove. So I'll just share the video. Sorry. So yun, parang I guess for this specific project, parang in terms of like the designing part, parang medyo swerte lang na yung hindi kami yung nag-decide ng name. So parang sila naman yung nag-decide ng name. So parang it just worked out na parang medyo sumakto yung EVMC dun sa cross, dun sa hospital cross. And yung look and feel, if you notice, parang may pagkaano na siya. Hindi na, hindi na parang public hospital yung look and feel, but more of very, I guess, respectable. So parang all the different materials. Actually, na-launch na yung project na to, but the problem was, after doing all these things, parang yung problem was pala, kailangan pala ng Congress approval if mag-change yung name ng hospital. So medyo naipit siya, nakakatawa nga sa kanya yung joke namin was, diba, CPR yung brand character niya, tapos biglang naging kailangan ng CPR ng project. So minsan may mga heartbreaks yung mga brand work, especially yung mga costs and, unpaid work minsan na rarely, kunwari ako ay discouraged. Well, hindi naman discouraged, but syempre ang hirap to do unpaid work, especially if for a cost siya. But I really like doing all these different things and the studio also because, you know, parang a lot of institutions and non-profits need the help of designers. And, ayun. It's just unfortunate na hindi siya na-implement. Na-launch siya, nagamit siya for a few days, but you know, hindi fully na-implement. And so, earlier, yung most of the example you've seen is, yun nga, parang the brand from scratch, naming, developing a brand framework, how the design would look, how the design would look in space. And this one naman is more of yung work ko as an illustrator, you know, working with a different brand na may sariling brand designer. So, ako personally, as a creative person, nag-enjoy ako na nag-shift yung role ko in different projects. A lot of times ako yung head, ako yung nasa-start project, ako yung conceptualist, pero minsan okay din na parang I'm just doing something na specific. So this one was for Google and well, kilala naman sila sa company. But this is not now kasi parang ngayon Material 2 na yata sila or 3. But this was when Material Design was launched some years ago. So parang ito yung time na naging design, hindi naman design-centric, but Google took design seriously. And so I had these different colors, and we were exploring different application also of illustrations in space. So yung role ko in this project was to create different illustrations for different product pages, but within the material design framework. And now, nag-iba na yung material design illustration, but this one was the first one, yung mga pinagagawa na. They work with different illustrators also, and I was one of those illustrators that work. So, ito yung role ko here was to conceptualize yung mga different landing page illustration. And yung brief was, okay, one of the large illustrations to show the service and what the different services were. The other one was in education. We educate people about it and, you know, kasi onboarding siya. And then welcome kasi, you know, parang once you start signing up and being part of it, parang you welcome ka dun sa service and it's the start of your journey. And syempre, yung mga different ideation na ginawa ko, yung mga iba, medyo, alam mo yun, first level na parang, ito, madaling maintindihan ng mga tao, yun yung challenge minsan na people get it right away. Should there be a level of abstractness to it? Or should it be very overt? So ito yung iba-ibang pinagagawa ko. So parang after namin mag-usap the first time, syempre isa lang yung gusto nila the whole process. Parang okay, yung iba masyadong direct to the point, masyadong obvious. So maybe ito, for the big illustration, parang nasa campfire tayo. It doesn't talk about the service, but maybe we can show aspects of the service on it. But okay yung idea na nag-usap-usap tayo. So from there, sabi ko, sige, I'll just create different visuals and ideas based on this story. And so, ito yung ginawa ko further to. And if you look at my sketches, nag-iiba-iba yan. Minsan sobrang rough lang, minsan gusto ko maarte na pen or brush yung gamitin ko. Wala lang. It's more of the ideas behind it. So, ito yung sa inisip ko education. Maybe limitless possibilities. So, may mga building blocks pa rin, but you know, may pagka-serial yung iba. And then yung isa, looking at space, you know, looking at the different constellations and then may shooting star naman. And yung isa, you know, fireworks, pagtaas nung, kasi yung fireworks, yung idea, di ba, new beginning, para minsan New Year, yung fireworks, akala mo, celebration lang siya na tapos, I mean, you celebrate the New Year, but no, you celebrate the start of the New Year actually. So, medyo start pa lang siya ng journey mo. And parang same din sa hot air balloon. Pag lumipad siya, success kasi lumipad siya, but then, you know, na-navigate mo pa yung sky. And same with a launch of a rocket na sobrang nakakatakot mag-launch into space, diba? Ang daming things that could go wrong. But when it launches perfectly, we celebrate because it's success. But then, you know, it's just the start of the journey. So parang yun yung mga ideas going behind all these different visuals. So they picked that one. And then I started implementing it into the actual illustration using my own illustration style and the colors of material design. So parang from a big group of people na nag-uusap-usap, we thought na parang okay, better siguro parang isang guy using this telescope looking at the skies, and sa skies nakikita mo nandito yung mga services na yung design like Gmail, Google Drive, Analytics, mga iba-ibang services nila na makikita mo. So medyo mas may pagka, for me, I thought it was hopeful yung idea. But if you look at this, you just think na it's illustration, but the illustration was defined by the brand, material design, the colors that they're using, and it's one of the manifestations of it. And ito yung launch, successful launch. Ito yung parang okay, looking at the sky and things that you'll discover looking at it. And so from this, parang that was the first part. Actually, marami pa akong ginawa yan before, but yun yung pakita ko na related to the branding for that. But the other side of the branding for Google is the Google Doodle. And we all know what it is. Na pag nakita natin, even if we don't see the text anymore, just the forms of the illustration, parang you get that it's a doodle, and they've been doing it for quite some time. And so, I think 2017, 2018, 2017 yata. I did the doodle for Independence Day in the Philippines. So parang, yun na, the idea and the concept I designed it. Ako personally, I was thinking na maybe pwedeng mag-mix ng very obvious Filipino visuals and those that are not. So yung sa one on the upper part, I thought maganda ipakita yung islands and the sunset. And yung sa isip ko, kalabaw, na may hinihilang Google. I mean, parang tanga siyang idea, I guess. But I just thought na parang masaya siya. And then yung isa is yung celebration Independence Day, people throwing yung hats. And the flag is there for L. And so they picked the first one. And then I developed more sketches na, okay, maybe mga tao na sa beach celebrating Independence Day. And then maybe one person waving the flag nasa foreground, so may foreground background. And then isa, maybe flag ceremony na nung nasa probinsya ako sa Tacloban, we do every day. So parang isip ko, parang okay din siya. I mean, see people, different people looking at the flag being raised. And so they picked that one. And so from there, because I've worked with them before and they're familiar with the style that I work with. So yung finalizing the work, parang ganun siya. So parang it's a doodle that you see. When you see it, hindi naman siya super overt na Google, but because of the place, because of the design of the islands and the reflection and flag as L, O as the sun. So parang nag-work naman siya. And this is also branding, diba? And they're just lucky na sobrang lakas ng equity. Well, hindi siya luck pala. Because they've been doing it for quite some time. And yung equity of that logo. And yung last case study is also branding related, but very, branding in terms of like the space and the things that people are familiar with the space, and also because of the illustration, how you translate that into illustration related from the logo and the identity that they have. So this was Shibuya Sky. Shibuya Sky launched last year, 2019, November or October, basta ganun. So it's a new building in Shibuya Scramble Square. Paglabas mo sa Hachiko, pagtingin mo dun sa right side ba, from Metro, yan yung makikita mo. And yung buong building is called Shibuya Scramble Square. And Shibuya Sky is yung taas, yung parang roof deck. Well, hindi lang roof deck, but a few floors na nandyan sa taas. It's a viewing deck, and maraming shops, maraming souvenir shops. So yung role ko in this project was to create the key visual, I guess, for the brand and for the campaign. So this is the identity of Shibuya Scramble Square and Shibuya Sky. So this was designed by Rhizomatics. They're really good design studio and company in Japan. Sobrang galing nila, very tech-oriented na company. And ito yung aesthetic na design. So they, through Kitchen Sink, they approached me and sabi na to create the visuals for the campaign in Shibuya. So this is the illustration I did. So parang wala na, ito very very, I guess, very quick. Halos hindi na ako nag-sketch dito because alam na nila, sabi nila gusto nilang building, pure translation of the building and all the different buildings and structures in the area na distinct to Shibuya and obviously si Hachiko. So parang yun yung main visual niya nandun. And it reflects the logo and the identity and the feel of the space. And so it was translated into posters. And also I created, related to equity and brand elements, si Hachiko of Shibuya. So, but they wanted it na mas abstract siya ng konti. But when people see it, they still get na si Hachiko siya. Not because maganda yung drawing or illustration ko, but because of the context where it is. It's in Shibuya. It's called Shibuya Sky. The souvenir shop is inside Shibuya Sky. And when people think of Shibuya, they think of Hachiko, and yun yung association that they are connected with. And so Kitchen Sink created different posters. So ginawa ko yung buong illustration na yung main template that they can remove an element and apply in different things. So ito yung buong implementation sa buong Shibuya. So pumunta ako doon kasi inisip ko parang sayang naman hindi ako nandun sa doon. And it's all there. It was everywhere for about a week or 2 weeks nung launch nung Shibuya Sky. And nakakatawa nito is yung souvenir shop there also had all the different visuals. Parang yung nangyari dito was yung logo and identity of Shibuya Sky and Shibuya Sky Square was implemented in illustration, but the illustration also created its own life, its own equity na parang yung souvenir shop, it also reflects and represents the whole building, yung illustration niya. So yung key visual. So parang all throughout, diba, yung parang learning of branding and brand identity design, apart from yung, what you learn in the classrooms and the definition of terms that I showed earlier, parang it's very fluid and flexible also na the role of the designer is to sometimes just create the illustration, make the key visual related to the brand. Or it could also be designing the logo, designing the font, the word mark. It can also be the strategy. It can also be the story behind it. It can also be the business model. It can also be the concept behind all. It can also be the actual brand from scratch. So parang yun yung exciting from for brand identity design, and parang like what the title is na parang shaping identities is not just because you shape the visual identity, but also the identity of the brand that you're working with and collaborating with. And to end my presentation and talk, I really like this quote by Eisner. A brand is a living entity. It is enriched or undermined community over time, the product of 1,000 small gestures. So parang yung brand, hindi lang siya yung parang, hindi siya boom na pag-launch. And people nowadays, di ba, parang when you launch a new brand, nag-aaway-away, na pangit, walang kwenta, ganun. And most of the time, it could be true, but the brand doesn't die there. Parang it dies not because pangit yung logo niya. Because we have, if you look at all the different big brands that we have, may mga brands dyan na papangit ng logo but the service is good, or the food is good, the product is good. So people gravitate towards it. But yung sabi nga ni Michael Beirut, yung pentagram, di ba? Parang a logo identity is sort of like a cup na it only holds, na parang siya, wala talaga siyang meaning by itself. But if you pour something to it, parang that's when it creates its purpose and a meaning, na kung anong nilalagay mo doon, yun yung nirepresent niya. So parang ganun yung brand. And it is only defined by the things that you pour into it, that you give into it. Ayun. Thank you. If you have questions, just let me know. And, parang later on, may mga shinare na folio and work si Alana, and kung gusto review, I can share about it. But, ayun.
Yay, thank you so much, Mr. Matutina. Thank you so much for your valuable insights for that workshop. I really loved how you emphasized that there were a lot of aspects to be considered when you're partnering with the brand, that it's not only the designers working on it, really also also the strategists, writers, and really taking into consideration the overall brand essence of the company that you're partnering with. I also loved how comprehensive and extensive the designs were used in your partnership with the University of the Philippines and Shibuya Sky.
Oh.
So thank you so much for that. I also want to hear, hopefully, from our participants. How about you guys? How was it? Can I ask anyone who attended today's workshop if how you guys felt about it? What did you guys learn? because yeah, I'm just sure that there was a lot of insights that were really that really resonated with me, and I'm sure our participants also learned a lot today.
Yeah. And 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 to add lang, parang most like syempre UX society to, 'di ba? But like in big Silicon Valley companies, parang syempre may UX team, may product team, may mga design team. They also have their own brand design team. You know, yung the team who tells the story of the brand and who defines like the standards for these different design teams that work under them. So parang you know, like yung brand and brand design work is related to UX work in a way na syempre for UX designers and visual designers to also understand that aspect of the design work.
Sir, I'd like to ask also, I was informed that there were students that submitted some designs beforehand. So I'd like to ask if you'd like to critique some, or do you want to go straight into the Q&A portion of our talk today?
Baka Q&A muna tas and then I can share or I don't know. Nakita ko na yung mga works na to, magaganda. So hindi ko alam kung ano yung i-critique ko, but
sige po, sir. Alright. So for our first question for tonight, it is, how do you balance your personal style with the brand identity of the client?
Yan, ganda. This is a very good question. So parang if you look at all the examples, diba? And hindi ko alam if I was clear in ito yung problema sa Thunders na maraming ginagawa. Kasi parang sometimes for me personally, parang sobrang fluid siyang transition. But if it wasn't clear, the reason, me personally, the reason why I like doing design and I like doing illustration is because they balance each other. So as an illustrator, I work in my own personal illustration style. That's what you saw in Shibuya Sky and the Google stuff. But if you look at all the other branding work, the design work that I do, the reason why I like doing design is because the work is not defined by a style. Parang kumbaga I take a break from my own illustration style. I mean, in the stuff that I presented, I wasn't the one who illustrated and designed everything. So some of them ako yung gumawa, nag-illustrate and nag-design, but some of them is a team effort in the studio, plus Sri and Hydra. But yun yung the reason why I like doing design is because I can take a break from my own personal style and do something that reflects the client or the brand. So to answer your question, parang ganun siya. When you work as a brand identity designer or a brand designer, most of the time it's not about your personal style. It's about what best reflects the client's personality or the client's look and feel. So parang ganun siya. Now, if may certain style yung brand na gusto mo, that's when you start working with illustrators who can reflect that brand. So for example, Shibuya Sky, they had a look and feel in mind that they like, and they thought I was the best, illustrator for that specific look and feel. So they got me to work on a project. So ganun siya nangyari. But dun sa kabilang side, like to the brand work that we've done, it was devoid of style. It was a style that we defined for them.
Thank you so much for that. Our second question is, how do you approach a brand redesign?
I think when I was discussing earlier, parang yung important when you do a brand rebrand or redesign of the brand, it's important na may malaking nagbago sa brand. It could either be new leadership, new service, new direction, or minsan yung ginagawa ng iba, may bad PR yung brand and they have to rebrand para magpabango, parang gano'n. So, meron siya parating purpose kasi if nag-rebrand ka lang kasi ayaw mo yung logo mo, parang it doesn't make sense. Parang sayang sa pera. Ang mahal magpa-rebrand if you're a big company. Imagine mo if aeroplano ka, di ba? If you change your logo dahil gusto mo lang, parang yung livery papalitan mo, yung airports, yung uniform ng staff mo papalitan mo. Sobrang magastos siya eh. Diba? Yun yung yun yung challenge sa kanya. So hindi ka dapat nagre-rebrand lang dahil feel mo lang. Parang dapat may nagbago talaga dun sa institution, sa brand, sa client, sa company.
Thank you so much for that. I totally agree with you po. Our next question is, there's a saying that goes, nothing is really original. How do we take inspiration from other people's works and remain original?
Magandang tanong. To be honest, ako personally parang, I mean, I'm talking about like sa illustration work. Some people are saying na may mga iba na, using my style, ginagaya yung style ko. Ako, to be honest, ako personally, wala akong pakialam doon sa part na yun. Kasi parang, I don't think, I mean, even if it's very distinct and you can say, ikaw yung naka-imbento nun, parang, hindi rin naman eh. Kasi for me personally, we're defined by our own experiences and the things that we like. So for me, for example, like my illustration work, it's defined by all the things that I like, and I put them all together, and maybe I was able to create something unique or unique na ako yung naka-invento, di ba? But even then, I'm not really sure, di ba, if it's like that. So parang, for me, yung hindi nga originality. For me, it's more of the intent, yung intention na if yung intent mo is hindi naman kopyahin or i-rip off yung isang work, then I don't see anything wrong with that. If yung intent mo was to be inspired by work of someone because you want to learn from it, and then later on, by learning from it, create your own style. But I guess the lesson there is not about maybe about not being original, but it's more of when you create something na you think you're being inspired by other people, syempre yung drive mo is dapat you have to have your own voice. You can look through all the work and Pinterest and the things that you like, but at the end of the day, why do that, and why spend time and why spend effort kung tingin mo kokopyahin mo lang yung work ng iba, di ba? Might as well from copying then develop your own thing. So parang ganun yung belief ko sa kanya. But like what I said earlier, hindi ako masyadong sa kanya affected, to be honest. Kasi ang dami yung message sa akin, ito, wala akong pakialam, okay lang sa akin. I mean, for me, it actually pressures me to become better. So pag nakita ko, ito yung ginagawa ng iba, maybe tweak ko ng konti para to stand out again or to be different again. Sorry, sobrang roundabout way of saying it.
No, thank you so much for that. That is an amazing answer. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, we can only take in 2 more questions. So we'll be taking the top 2. So our next question is, do you have any tips in working with clients who are distant from design, such as the public hospital that you worked with?
Yeah, I think yung important talaga siya is yung parang first step. Parang nandyan siya sa first step of the whole design process, which is yung listening. Kasi sometimes, kaya tayo, and obviously kayo din siguro have experienced it. Pag yung mga designers, minsan gusto natin na kausap yung nakakaintindi ng design. And that's also good. Pero yung minsan yung negative to that is, I guess hindi naman negative, but I guess yung a bit of drawback to that is when we understand each other so well, minsan hindi natin naiintindihan yung ibang tao na who can't understand what we're doing. So minsan we're in our own silos na nagkakaintindihan tayo, and when it comes out, nagugulat tayo why other people are surprised or why they don't understand it. So parang maganda yung mindset na even if you're working with people who understand design, it's best to think about it na how will you convince people to understand what you're doing if they are, to use your term, distant from design. And it's always talking to them and listening what they have to say. So parang yun yung most important part. And obviously the other side of it is, syempre kung naiintindihan mo sila, paano nila kayo maintindihan, di ba? So you have to, sometimes a lot of hand-holding na parang okay, kasi lahat ng tao alam kung ano yung logo. Alam kung ano yung, di ba? Nakikita nila yan eh. Even sa hospital, kahit pangit yung logo nila. Alam nila, logo yan. Or if they go to, a mall, alam nila, yun yung logo ng mall. They know what the logo is. And sometimes they think that's the brand identity. So, you have to you know, help them go through the whole process of understanding how they came up with that logo and why it looks like that, why the colors like that, etc., etc. And most of the time they'll understand.
Thank you so much for that. We are down to our last question. So there's this pressure. The question is, there's this pressure to conform to design trends. What is your take on it, sir?
Not to conform. Sorry. Para stupid answer, no? Pero to be honest, ako personally, parang yung trends, may purpose talaga yung trends eh. Kasi it's there to see, you know, what people are liking at this time. And it's important to be in the know of what's happening because one, that's how you can stand out, diba? So parang if everyone's doing this, maybe you can do something else para it's more memorable compared to what most of the people are doing. But yun nga, for me personally, parang as a design studio or design, parang we don't, tingin ko, we don't really, you know, parang subscribe to the trends. But, to be honest, parang minsan in my own, ano lang, parang minsan isip ko, parang gusto ko rin gawin yung mga yan, hindi nababasa. Minsan may mga ganong ano ka rin eh, yung design na sobrang gulo-gulo or yung parang design na pangit yung itsura. Sobrang gusto ko siya gawin eh, kasi natutuwa din ako sa kanya tingnan eh. And I can do it in my own personal time, para for my own personal enjoyment. Pero syempre, if I'm working on an actual project, syempre yung objectives of the project, parang mas yun yung tinitingnan mo. Now, if yung objective of the work is most of the time like yung fashion or very, you know, very trendy products, syempre you have to, you know, you have to go through that also and be with the trends, but obviously try something different para maiba ka naman ng konti.
I love that answer, sir. Unfortunately, we do not have time to answer all of our questions. But I'd like to ask, sir, would you be open to our participants messaging your socials?
Yeah, okay lang naman. Oh. Yeah.
May I ask for
nagre-reply ako.
Yes, may I ask for the
okay.
platforms that they could reach you in?
Instagram. I guess Instagram yung parang easiest siguro.
May I ask for your handle po, sir?
Ay, so sorry. Type ko na lang.
Sige po, sir. Thank you so much. So there, everybody. If you have any more questions for Sir Matutina, you may reach him through his Instagram. And so now, our next part of the program is where Sir would be able to critique on some designs that our participants have sent.
Okay. Okay na? Pwede na?
Yes, sir. Take the floor.
Sige. Sino ba yung nag-send na to? Nandito ba sila sa, Nandito ba sila sa talk?
Yes, sir. I believe so.
Okay. Parang sino si JJ Agkawili?
Hi. That's me.
Hi, JJ. Ano yung ginagawa mo, JJ?
I do design and branding. I'm an ID student. I'm a senior now, so I'm about to graduate.
Okay. Sige. Share screen ko na lang, no?
Sure.
Yung work. Sige. Hi, JJ. Ayun. Nakita ko na ito yung mga to eh. Kasi when Alana sent it to me, parang sobrang curious ako sa mga stuff inside. Actually, JJ, hindi ko masyadong alam na sasabihin sa work mo. Parang maganda siya. And, estudyante ka ba talaga? Or nagpapanggap ka lang estudyante? Hindi, ganda. As in, nakita ko sila lahat. And, pero parang nakita ko dun sa bottom part na you work with yung mga different, like the ICT and all the others. I said, ano yun, as a freelancer? Or you work part-time or something like that?
So what happened was early on in this quarantine, I had nothing to do, stuck at home, so I kind of panicked and I tried to take on as many freelance jobs as I could. And I kind of,
Ayan, neto, Sige, ano ba yun? Ang hirap nitong mga full reviews. Actually, I do a lot of full reviews kasi parang masaya siya and I learn a lot from the stuff that I see. Uh, and parang it's inspiring to look at the works of different people. A lot of times from professionals and rarely, I mean, sometimes students din. But sobrang gusto ko yung mga, I mean, lahat actually nag-submit ng gaganda ng work eh. So, kunwari for this, ano yung sabihin ko dito? Maganda siya. Eto, ano yung sabihin ko dito? Maganda rin siya. I think yung mga, like, i-open ko lang yung mga specific to. Kunwari ito, ikaw yung nag-3D din ito.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Wow. Kaya nga eh. Ewan ko, maganda naman lahat to. So open ko na lang. Tapos siguro, I'll just make some comments on... hindi ko alam eh. Ano yung comment eh. I mean, for this one, sobrang gusto ko yung pinanggalingan ng inspiration kasi parang pinaghalo mo si Matisse tsaka si Mondrian and then pinate mo to si ano yung term mo dito? Si Montis. I mean, sobrang gusto ko yung thinking behind the work and the colors and design. And especially, estudyante ka lang parang, alam mo yun, mas maganda pa to sa ibang professional work, I would say.
Wow, thank you.
And, so etong sa, wala, hindi ko alam sabihin ko dito. Wala, maganda naman siya. I think later on, like, specifically for this work, kasi if you start working with actual brand, syempre dumadami yung mga requirements na ano yung nandun, ano yung wala doon. But so for me, ito lang may comment ako. Gets ko naman yung conceptualization mo behind this na why the shape and form of that is this and why there's a bee in the nectar. But ito lang, so ito may comment ako kasi parang there could be a different level on how you conceptualize, a brand called Nectar na it doesn't necessarily have to show a bee. Alam ko na based to sa Hades yung pinapamigay niya sa mga ibang NPC. Diba? Kina Hypnos, kina Cerberus. Sobrang game of the year ko yan eh.
Hades. So much, yeah.
Favorite ko yung Hades. As in, nakaka-addict laro yung pag-ulit. Galing ang design. So anyway, so yun yung sinasabi ko. Parang I guess compared to the game na parang if you notice sa game, diba? Parang hindi naman lahat first level yung ano. As in, sobrang malalim yung ano eh, even yung mga shields, yung mga stories behind the shield, in designing shield. Parang hindi sila parang direct masyado. So I just thought na for this, maybe it doesn't have to be as direct as a bee because Nectar. Something.
Yeah.
Parang it's not necessarily a comment on the design, but more of yung conceptualization and thinking.
I'll keep that in mind.
So, ito, ganda nito. Ano to? Org ba to?
Yeah.
Hindi.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Org sa Ateneo?
Mm-hmm.
Bagong org or org dati pa?
Yeah,
parang first time ko narinig tong org na to.
We're new. Yeah.
Okay.
We just hang out on Discord usually. It's chill.
Okay. Hindi ko alam. Sabihin ko dito. Maganda siya. I mean, ito yung isa sa para mga MTV kind of, flexible logo na the logo's there and it's applied and ganda. Sorry, hindi masyadong productive tong full review. Medyo impressed lang talaga ako eh. Nag-load ba to? Parang hindi nag-load to. Yeah, so ito parang, alam mo yun, parang yung appreciation to the use of, at parang exactly ito pang, diba, you're doing different work and a lot of them could be perceived as different brands and different yung visualizations of the different work and that's what makes, graphic design and brand design exciting. So parang hindi lang siya defined by one work. And ito yung na-appreciate yung thinking behind it na, ikaw gumawa nito, yung parang topographical thing.
I was planning to make it I was planning to take a photo of the cardboard, but it ended up looking bad. So I just modeled the whole thing.
So 3D mo na lang, di ba?
Yeah.
But I think kunwari yung ganitong type of work, parang maganda that na you had to go through the process of doing it. And nakita mo na hindi mo bet yung final work, so 3D mo siya. So design, I mean, I guess yun yung solution na create mo. But I guess hindi naman siya advice, pero siguro lang, in the future, parang pwede talagang i-push mo pa siya na gawin mo talaga to. And napahirapan mo ba yung sarili mo? Sometimes yun yung thing that happens with designers. And naalala ko lang yung a long time ago, medyo matagal na, we did the branding for Graphica. And ginawa talaga namin, sinut namin yung mga things na nag-ano kami. Create namin from scratch. I-share ko na lang. Hindi naman dahil nag-ano ako, gusto kong share yung work namin, but ipakita ko lang yung hindi ako mag-type. Sobrang tagal na nito. Nandito na ako sa baba. So parang masaya din as in yung kung minsan gusto mo lang magyabang na syempre yung 3D mahirap din naman siya gawin, di ba? But mas mahirap gawin yung actual objects So parang in the future lang. So hindi naman siya kasi maganda pa rin yung final work mo Para imagine mo if actual thing to. Challenging lang. So ito parang ginawa namin lahat ng elements and then we shot it from scratch. Tingnan mo yung iPad luma pa Laki pa ng bezels. But actual acrylic sheets and walang 3D dito. And so ito yung process na yabang video, process photo stuff. So parang we created it from scratch and gi-create namin yung black hole from scratch to create something like this. Minsan siya, masaya lang siya gawin.
Cool.
And I think parang ganun lang naman yung nakita ko dito. And na-appreciate ko na yun. Baka kasi wala ka ng time. Ganun. So, in the future.
I hope, yeah.
Ayun, yun lang. Thanks for sharing your work, JJ. Kasi ang ganda niya. I was looking at most of the work. Parang glitch na ako, Cyberpunk 2077. But, ayun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next. Sino ba si Bianca?
Hello po. Sorry. Disclaimer po, sobrang outdated yung portfolio ko. Like, the works I've submitted, high school pa lang.
Okay. Sige, okay lang naman.
Yeah.
Bakit parang gumagalaw-galaw ka dyan? Nasa labas ka ba? Nagmo-monitor?
Hindi. Gagamitin ko yung phone ko.
Okay. Anyways. Ano yung gusto mo tingnan ko, Bianca? Ito, pareho.
Lahat na kahit kinakabahan ako, sir. Sorry.
Hindi, okay lang. Actually, parang dalawa lang yung link na sinend sa akin. So, tama to. Yung 2 links of the work. Or lahat dito sa Bianca.digital.
Sige, lahat na. Sorry.
Okay lang. Ano yung background mo, Bianca? Parang information design ka ba sa Ateneo? Or parang...
I'm studying both information design and computer science.
Okay.
Wow.
Sige. Why can't I see the 365 in the... sa homepage, 4 lang yung work. But dito sa portfolio, you have more work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sige. Kita pa na. Anyways, tingnan ko na lang isa-isa. But yung nakita ko kanina were the links that Alana shares.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
so,
I thought na illustration only.
Okay lang naman.
Yeah.
Sige, okay lang. Pwede naman ko illustration lang mag-comment. Ito, buksan ko na lang dito. Ano yung gusto mo dito? Lucent, All-Kill, Likaliwanag, Insure Plus.
Yung pinakamaganda, kahit ano, sir.
Ikaw, ano yung pinaka-proud ka dyan?
Lucent po. That's like my first like overall like branding. I directed. Yeah. I was grade 11 ata. Yeah. And it's a cause close to my heart. Po.
So, I have a question, Bianca.
Yes. Po.
Like, ito, parang yung process of you doing these things, the conceptualization process and creating a mood board. How did you learn to do this?
I don't think I learned it formally po. Like I just like read articles lang online or watch videos and like yun palang process or like study like yung mga iba't ibang case studies sa Behance or Dribble. Okay. So, kopya lang.
Ganda. Pero I mean, when you said na yun nga, grade 11 to parang impressive siya kasi, parang when I was siguro kung ako nung time na yun, parang wala naman akong idea gawin ito. Like, in the process of designing, the logo, even thinking about the themes. And if you look at yung design work and even yung mga pinakita ko earlier, yung identity work, like the brand work, hindi naman siya easy to do, but because we're all designers, we can do it. But yung sobrang na-appreciate ko talaga yung process behind this na yun nga yung theme on light, tapos pinapakita mo yung changing of light based on yung sa inspiration na to, and yun din yung visual na ginamit mo. Parang sobrang na-appreciate ko siya. Siguro yung mga things like yung technicalities of it, siguro pag kunwari ganito, parang it's best to, like, pwede pa ma-improve yung layout ng mga logos, parang gano'n na, very minor thing siya na na you can improve now siguro kasi ngayon mas tumanda ka na from before and mas exposed to a lot more design work. But yung thinking, the colors, the idea behind it, the design of the logo, the posters, may pa-gif ka pa dito. So parang I na-appreciate ko talaga yung yung thoughtfulness and natawa pa ako dito may ka pa talaga parang yung results. Yung parang sa advertising yung mga how it worked. But maganda rin to see this. Eto, hiningi ba to sa'yo or hindi?
Or I was working personally with the organizers. So I asked, how much did we raise? Tamang flex. Lang.
Maganda. Kasi sometimes you see the benefit of yung design work from the results. I mean, for example, yung ginawa namin si AVMC, tingin namin ang galing namin pero wala, hindi naman siya natuloy. So hindi namin alam kung magaling yung ginawa namin or hindi, di ba? So parang yun yung mga frustrations of designers when you don't see your work being successful. Sometimes you doubt yourself. But this one, it's nice to see na, I mean, parang very professional yung I mean, the only thing that for me personally, who's been working for quite some time na, yung mga things na you see na, okay, could be improved, ito, yung mga certain things ito. But the thinking is so, ganda.
Thank you po. It means a lot to me.
Tapos dito sa Arete, like yung, for example here, ano ka ba? Illustrator ka ba, Bianca? Or gusto mo maging illustrator?
Before, but now I'm shifting to product design.
Bakit gusto mo mag-product design?
UX.
Ayaw mo na lang illustration. Gano'n.
I'm still interested po, but parang I want to like focus on one at a time. Para like my focus is clear. Yeah.
Yep. Okay naman. Actually, yung I guess yung benefit of knowing how to illustrate also connects to, I guess yung sa product design naman, minsan hindi na naman yung product designer yung nag-iisip nun but you have your visual designers to do it. But if you look at most of the yung mga products now, there's a lot of illustration. Medyo nakakasuka na rin nga na lahat ng services, ang daming drawing ng mga tao eh. I mean, pero may purpose siya kasi I guess people gravitate towards it or maybe it looks friendlier. And even Grab, ganda ng mga illustration nila, you know, Uber, lahat eh. Even Dropbox, daming illustrations, and it's nice to look at all the different illustrations. And I think okay lang naman na magkaroon ka ng focus on product design, but parang siguro from time to time revisit din doing illustration para hindi mawala yung you know muscle memory of illustrating, kasi a lot of those things, especially illustration, it's very related to yung muscle memory and the skill of drawing. Kasi yung product design, hindi ko sinasabi na walang skill involved, pero alam mo naman na, diba, i-drag drop mo lang naman yung mga things doon or sa sketch mo yung flow, alam mo, I mean, alam mo na yun. But yung part na yun, yung skill, mas thinking siya. And syempre yung illustration and yung visual design, may muscle memory and skill involved. So, yun, parang maganda i-revisit mo siya. And ito, I've been looking at the illustration work, like the colors are really nice, but I mean, talking as someone who's been illustrating for quite some time, parang kailangan mo pa siya i-develop na, you know, yung muscle memory and your skill of illustrating. And you can only develop it by drawing ng paulit-ulit.
Mm-hmm. Can we check the last work?
Pero ayun.
365.
Ay, okay. Nasaan ba? Nasaan ba yan? Close. Ito yung Rebro na.
Sa visual po.
Yung,
the visual tab.
Yeah. Okay. Ito na.
Yung pinakababa.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Ito, nakita ko na ito earlier kasi yung 2 links na nakita ko.
Mm-hmm.
Ano yung gusto mong sabihin ko?
I think that's like, I haven't like drawn that intensely, like compared to that piece in so long. So if ever I go back into illustration again, like more seriously, I want to know like what techniques I should improve. Like should I look on line art or color theory?
Yeah, actually it's more of the question of, I mean, at this stage, this is what I usually tell yung mga young illustrators or who wants to be illustrators. At this point in time, it's very helpful if you expose yourself to different styles that you like. So parang wag ka muna mag-commit to one. Kasi later on, if you become a professional, I mean, by professional meaning yun na talaga yung trabaho mo, marirealize mo na if you stick with your own style, marirealize mo na masusuka ka sa style na ginagawa mo na paulit-ulit. So it's something na kailangan mo talaga mag-commit. So at this stage, wag ka muna mag-commit in a style that you, na yun yung gawin mo. Kasi ang dami ko na before na intern namin and students, na who ask for advice. Nasabi ko nga, as a student, explore different ways, explore different styles, and because later on, mag-i-equalize siya eh. Parang you'll end up with something that you like doing and you don't have to force it. So now, like ito, sobrang ganda nitong nasa right, sobrang ganda nitong nasa left, and yung contrast, yung style, how it was rendered. So parang, so if this is something that you want to continue doing, pwede, you can continue doing this kind of style illustration technique. But yun nga, kaya na-appreciate ko na yung isa, di ba, parang mas line art. And okay lang, you can try different things. Later on, pag naging 4th year ka na, senior ka na, may mga things ka na nag-bet mo talaga, and maybe that's when you start honing that specific style.
Sige, thank you pa. Really helpful advice.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for sharing your work. Karamihan kasi natatakot magpakita ng work nila. Okay lang yun. I think ako, to be honest, parang maganda siyang opportunity na to share your work. Kasi pag sa professional world, like minsan pag nag-portfolio review ako sa mga illustrators or designers in different countries, may bayad yung folio review eh. Yung specifically yung sa Japan, parang magbabayad yung professional sa'yo, pipila sila, tapos ipapareview nila yung work nila, tapos i-review mo yung work nila. So parang yung mga opportunities na kagaya nito, and hindi lang to, and even if you meet other designers, minsan, gets ko na conscious na katakot pagkita ng work. But wala sayang din yung opportunity na to hear. I mean, if ano kayo, pwede nyo namang privately share or something like that. So anyways, yung last, sino si Jana?
That's me, sir.
Ano ka ba? Jana or Jana?
Yana.
Ay, sorry. Mali pa.
No one gets it right.
Yan. Yana pala. Anyways. Okay, Yana.
Yes, sir.
Gusto mo i-share yung ano mo? Yung... Ano yung ano mo? Ano yung gusto mong sabihin?
I think like one of the proudest works, not necessarily the greatest, would be the purple one.
Ito.
Opo.
Ano pa?
And
Nakita ko na rin lahat to eh. So, but I want to get your ano, yung gusto mong ipatingnan.
And yung katabi po, nung purple one. Yes po.
May isa ka pang gusto?
Is it yung black po and orange?
Ito?
Opo.
Yeah. Why did you pick this works?
Yung sa purple po, yun po yung proudest work ko, but not necessarily the greatest. Kasi po, I was alone in doing it, pero I had like fun working on it and thinking of how I could relate it to the advocacy or something. Pero it's a one-man team, so it's not like the brightest work out there.
Hindi, maganda siya. Yeah. Oo nga, alam ko pa itong ano, yung issue na to. Pero how did you implement this? Was this more of like a plate or a project in class, or how did this come?
It was a project po for a class, yung social media journalism po. Pero somehow we ended up working on a campaign. The ideation wasn't just me because I had members po. Pero since I was the only one who could do design, so I was on more on the execution part, and then I would ask their input, like, okay, so what color do you think should be used? What color resonates with our ideas, the attitude that we want to appear with.
But question, how did you decide on this expression of the face? So bang curious ako tanungin bakit ito yung expression?
Kasi po, we wanted to kasi like campaign, even though, I mean, they mean well, sometimes they could feel intimidating, and especially if it's not something that you would usually advocate for, parang you would shy away from it. And since sensitive yung topics sometimes of our campaign, we wanted to work with a mascot or something, and we wanted it to be something that's like still, I hate the word, but a bit feminine, but friendly in a way. So we ended up with it. It's supposed to look like a flower, but we wanted to deviate from the actual flower kasi ang dami nang gumagamit ng flower. It's a very common motif. So, yeah, that's the mascot.
Yeah, actually gusto ko yung name na Uimis. I mean, very colloquial and people really use it when they nagka-catcall or maganda yung colors. I guess yung ano ko lang dito, yung comment ko lang is yung like yung choice of the, kasi for example dito nag-iba yung typeface na use like in the format, but here it's a bit different. So parang maybe a bit of yung consistency in terms of yung use of the type and the elements, I guess. I'm not saying na hindi siya maganda. Actually, maganda sila, but they're just, they look too different from each other.
Yes, sir. I see.
Yep. Okay, ano yung next na gusto mo tingnan?
Yung katabi ko.
Ito?
Yes,
Heights.
sir.
Sige, paliwanag ka.
Okay, so this one po, it's for an annual folio for Heights. Isa po siyang art and literature org in Ateneo. And, well, basically, there's like 2 releases per school year. And then this one, it was released a bit later, but it was based on the theme of noise. So, yung core ng ideas for the folio is there's something na medyo chaotic or full of details, pero it still has distinct images, like images you can make sense out of, but it's not orderly. It's a bit chaotic, pero you could extract images or messages from it. So yun po. And then parang the collaterals are given to me na, like they listed to me what I have to make stuff for. So yun po.
Yung Heights ba yung pupunta dun sa bundok tas din yung mga review?
Ay, yes po at sa Antipolo. Creative
workshop. Yeah. Nakapag-review na ako nun a long time ago. Baka nasa ano ka pa nun. Grade school and then baka high school. Wala, ito sobrang ganda nito. As in, wow. May nung kwento mo. Kaya yung reason why I was asking kasi, I mean, na-explain mo naman siya na yung inspiration ng Basquiat, yun. Pero sobrang ganda nito yung how it looks well together. Ang ganda. Actually, yung isang comment ko lang dito is, hindi ko alam if process photo ba to, yung ito? Or parang saan mo siya ginamit? Yung ito?
Ano po siya?
Or elements lang?
Divider po siya. Hindi ko pala include yung mock-up. Pero ano po siya, nasa back page. Parang before po yung back cover. Siya po yung page.
Okay. Yeah. The reason why I ask is because siya lang yung pinaka, I mean, gets ko naman na it's using the same lines. Pero siya lang yung pinaka
different.
Not chaotic. Ito, sobrang ganda. Wow. Love it. Yeah. May mga t-shirts pa ako ng Heights before eh. Di ba namimigay kayo ng t-shirt pag pupunta din yung mga tao? So,
yes po, pati pag workshop ko yata before.
Yeah. Yep. Ganda. Sobrang ganda nito as in. Wow. Okay, move na ako dito. Bakit ito yung style na ginamit mo for this? I mean, this particular graphic design, like look and feel.
For the assets po, like the typeface, yung both the serif and the sans serif, ano na po sila, like prescribed, as in the org mandates na yun yung gagamitin.
Wow.
Yes.
Grabe namang org to.
Yeah, and the orange and black color po. So I wanted to work with that. I simplified the text. Although I kind of see some of the mistakes po. I wanted to simplify the text kasi I wanted to be less intimidating, and I wanted to be simple na parang people could easily read it, and I wanted them to focus on the text or the photo pa. Ganun po. And then yung photos, I realized the topic is also heavy, like the Uimis one. So this time I wanted to use like euphemism visualize of based on the text that the project heads would provide me.
Ano to? Instagram to?
It was a Facebook album po, pero it kind of failed.
Okay.
Kasi late lang namin na-realize na hindi pwede mag-upload ng GIF in a Facebook album. So, hindi na-post yung GIF So, flat photo lang siya. Yeah.
Oo. Sayang. Yeah. I think specifically for this, parang yung mga things na you can improve on is yung layout and hierarchy. Like for this one, parang masyado malaking space and super sayang yung animation ng orange. So parang maybe there's a way na it's a bit bigger compared to the others and work around it. And obviously yung spacing mo ng layout. Pero very minor lang siya na yung idea, since sobrang gusto ko yung intention and yung design and yung flow. But yun, mga ano lang, mga certain things lang na you have to improve. Like ito, for example, ito, Yana. Like yung semicolon mo, tumama siya dun sa back. Yun, ito? Yung
The highlight.
the highlight. So parang nagmukhang weird siya. Actually, nung una akong nakita, akala ko dinesign mo siya na parang shape ng condom eh. Pero parang nakita ko ay semicolon pala. Tama, no? Semicolon ba?
Yes po.
Oo, so parang biglang, okay, hindi pala. Nagkamali lang pala. So, yun lang naman siya. Yung, I think, some of the things like yung consistency, and okay lang naman, since student ka naman, and these are things na you can hone later on. Like, ito, biglang rigid yung highlight mo or yung background na shape mo, but then here yung ginamit mo is rounded. So parang mga ganang things lang naman. Parang certain things na you have to be consistent and yun, yung layout, parang ganito, parang like ito yung 2018 na iwan dito sa baba. Ano ba to? Hindi to orphan, ano? Ano to? Ano tawag dito?
Or, widow? I think it's orphan po.
Okay, so para na ganyan siya. So maybe pwede mo ayusin yung breaking ng text. And, so parang yan lang naman. Pero yung idea and ano behind it, ang ganda.
Thank you.
Ayun, yun na yung last. Thanks for sharing your work, Yana.
Sir.
Ayan. Sorry, Angela. Nag-overtime ba?
No, sir. I think that was just enough. Thank you again, sir, for all of the insights that you were able to provide to us. I'm sure, especially those that shared their designs, they learned a lot from you. And so we would like to give you a certificate of appreciation for imparting on us a lot of knowledge and new insights. So with this, UX Society would like to award a certificate of appreciation to Mr. Matutina. The certificate is awarded to Dan Matutina in gratitude for speaking at this year's UX and Shell 2020 Experience Digital with the topic, Building Better Experiences Through Design, given on this 4th day of December 2020. Everyone, let's give him loud clapping emojis of reacts here on Zoom. And that's all. Thank you all so much for attending day 4 of UX and Chill. But before you guys all leave, let us all take a group photo so we can have a souvenir that everyone can have to take home. So yes, I will be taking the photo. Everyone, I'll give you a few seconds to open your cameras if you guys would like, and then I will take the photo. So feel free to do so. Okay, I think that is all. If you guys want to turn on your cameras, feel free to do so if you can. No pressure. Okay, so everyone give your best smiles in 1, 2, 3. Okay, nice one, everybody. Again, thank you so much, Mr. Matutina, for all of the insights that you were able to partake on us. And thank you, everyone, for coming again to today's workshop. And we hope to see you guys again tomorrow. So,
thank you,
guys. Again, before you guys leave, please answer the evaluation form for today's event through the link in the chat box or the QR code to be flashed in the screen. So it would really be great to get your feedback, as we want to make sure that all of you guys enjoy our events and future initiatives. So with that aside, we would also like to thank our co-presenter, UX Philippines, and our partners, the Ateneo Blue Consulting Group, the Computer Society of the Ateneo, the Developer Student Clubs Loyola, and the Ateneo Association of Communication Technology Management. Your support keeps this event going. So that is all. See you all tomorrow for day 5 for our last day of UX and Chill. It was so lovely to see you guys all here today. Thank you for giving us a portion of your time to spend with us this lovely Friday evening. On behalf of the team, I would like to thank you guys, and I hope you guys had a great time with us today, and hope you guys have a good rest of the evening. Thank you guys, and goodbye. Thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you. Bye. Happy weekend.
Happy weekend.